Hello peeps, welcome to a one-off Wednesday. It's been a while since I've done one of these. As you're probably well aware by now, the past weekend we had the Star Wars Battlefront beta. Many of you probably even took part in that beta. Was it really a beta? Was it just a demo? Was it just there to create hype? Probably all of those things, but there was probably some things that they wanted to test out as well. I mean, they probably wanted to like stress test some of their servers, and they did extend it an extra day, so they probably wanted to test some other things as well, because they don't have dedicated servers or custom servers for PC, which is something that the PC players wanted, which they won't get, sadly. So I thought I'd show you some gameplay of some of the stuff that I've managed to capture and give you my thoughts on it. Now, one of the first problems I had was, as a PC player and someone who uses my PC to record gameplay and stuff, I use something called a virtual audio cable when I'm recording, because that way it separates the audio channels for when I come to edit. Star Wars Battlefront does not like the virtual audio cable at all, and so when I was trying to play it, it was playing all the music and audio was playing at like double speed, basically. I don't quite know why. It doesn't like it, but it doesn't like it. So I had to disable that and use the standard audio stuff, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, there's ways and means around it, so that was pretty good. One of the other things I didn't really like is some of the spawns in this game are a little wonky. This bit, I was just unfortunate that there was a lot more rebel airships in the sky when I took off. But you'll see this next one was just a pretty terrible spawn. And I've had a few incidents where my character has spawned in front of an ATST and just automatically died, or spawned in front of like 4 or 5 of the opposing team and they've just died straight away. This is the moment I was talking to. I spawn, I automatically get a missile lock, and I blow up straight away. It's like, what? So before I even had time to kind of figure out what was going on, it was all over already. That being said, it looks really nice. I mean, I think this is on medium settings. I don't think I had it up because I wanted to have it at 60 frames when I was playing. I don't know if it's going to be captured at 60 frames. I don't know if Fraps has managed to pick it up. So I had to use Fraps instead of DX3 to record. And I don't really use Fraps very often. But hopefully it comes out and it looks all nice and fancy. But yeah, so it looks pretty good even on medium settings. It sounds amazing, as you can probably hear from like just the sound effects of the lasers, the explosions, the sound effects of the actual vehicles and stuff as they move. Sounds just phenomenal. I mean, you can close your eyes and you, just from the sounds, you know it's a Star Wars game, because it has that sound, like those sounds of those lasers, the noises of those lasers. That's really terrible impersonation of those sound effects, but just I love all the sounds. I just really love that, and I'm quite glad that they've managed to recreate it and keep it. I mean, look at that. It looks lovely, doesn't it? It's great. Even the sounds of the AT-AT as they walk along and stomping on the floor and stuff. Great stuff. So, I've had a blast with this game. I was a bit unsure as to whether it was going to be any good. I was under the impression that it might be a bit pants. But I think they've nailed it. It feels like a Battlefront game. It feels like the old Star Wars Battlefront games. So from what I've discovered from playing, you'll probably see quite a lot of people playing in third person, and I think that's mainly because you get a much wider field of view, a much bigger field of view in general when playing in third person to playing in first person, and I think if you see anyone playing in first person, I mean, some people will prefer it over the third person, and that's fine. I normally prefer playing first person shooters in first person, obviously, otherwise it's not a first person shooter. But I think you'll be putting yourself at a little bit of a disadvantage just because you won't be able to see quite as much as going on. They do have quite a nice lot of options. Field of view sliders, colorblind options, lots of different colorblind options, which is good. They even have a left-handed mode as well. So as you can see when you're in third person, the cursor is slightly to the right of your character. You can change that on the fly in the game. I think on the keyboard it's pressing the C button, and the cursor will flip to the other side. So you've got so your character is on the right, and your cursor, the crosshair is on the left. I've never seen that before in a game. I don't know if that's a new thing that Battlefront have done, or if that's something that's been done before. I've certainly never seen it before, and I thought that was a really nice touch. It's kind of like a left-handed mode, if you like. I thought that was a really cool thing. The card system is a bit weird. It's not something I'm used to, although I know that there's been cards systems in other shooters in the past. So, but it's nice. It's quite a nice way of sorting out loadouts and stuff. I quite enjoy that. It was quite simple and easy to use. I'd get killed by Darth Vader. Darth Vader sounds awful. That is the one drawback to Darth Vader so far that I've seen, is that he sounds absolutely awful. Oh my god, so much carnage going on. Yeah, I don't. The voice for Darth Vader sounds really terrible, and they need to fix that because it just doesn't. It just ruins any kind of emotion that you might have. It's just really not very good at all. But I've had a lot of fun with this game, and I was unsure that I would when I first heard about it. I was expecting it to be pretty poor, but oh, I love that sound effect so much. But being a big fan of Star Wars, I really wanted to give this a try before I bought it, because there was no way I was going to buy it until I'd heard reviews. And obviously we've heard lots of different people's opinions on it over the last few days, where the beta's been available for everyone to play. So that's cool. I didn't mean to kill myself there, but I didn't have any control over the speeder once the actual victory had happened, so that's why that happened. But the two game types we got to play, we had the one you just seen and this one, just Drop Zone. I've had a really good time playing both, and it might get me back into multiplayer shooters. It might be the game to do it. I know Overwatch is coming out, or at least the beta might be coming out soon, and I think Battleborn has their beta coming out soon as well. So I think the resurgence of multiplayer shooters that do things maybe a little differently could be on the horizon, which is very, very cool. So with this game type, it's a basic case of pods drop from the sky. You have to claim them and defend them until the timer runs out, and then you move on to the next one. And I think it's first to 5 wins, or whoever has the most at the end of the 10-minute time limit. When the pods are completed, they drop out these little power-ups, and you can get power-ups in the previous game type as well. They're just dotted around the map, which is how you get into the different ships and get the different ATST, the rocket launchers, that kind of stuff. So quite often you'll see thermal imploders, which sound amazing when they go off. So there's lots of different cards in the... Well, there are quite a few different cards in the beta. that are available for us to try out. I'm hoping that they introduce quite a lot more. From what I've heard, there will be quite a lot more coming out with the full game. I played a little bit of the multiplayer survival, I guess, game type with a friend. I haven't got any gameplay of that, unfortunately. Where you get waves of enemies and you have to defeat them. It's pretty good. There's only 6 waves available in the beta, but I think in the full release of the game there'll be 12, I think it is. And obviously they get increasingly more difficult, and you have to try and survive for as long as you can, which is pretty good. I enjoyed that. The way that you can team up with people and join games together was really easy. I'm hoping that because the main problem I've had with multiplayer shooters in the past is if you have a party together to join a particular game type, sometimes members of that party will end up on the other team, and that has always annoyed me from when I used to play Call of Duty quite a lot. So I'm hoping, because I've not played this in a big party yet, I'm hoping that if we all join as one big group, so of like 4 or 5 people, I'm hoping that that won't be the case and we'll all be on the same team. Obviously, if they had customizable servers, then that probably wouldn't be so much of an issue. So we'll have to wait and see. So this was an 8v8. I think the previous game type was 16v16. So you don't get huge battles. It's not quite like Battlefield that has like, I don't know, ridiculous amounts of people all in one game type. But this is the most fun I've had in a multiplayer shooter in a long time. A long, long time. It helps that I'm really into Star Wars. That helps a lot. And I think if it was any other type of shooter, like sci-fi shooter, I probably wouldn't be that bothered about it as much. But because it's Star Wars, I'm like, oh my god, it's Star Wars. And I've been trying not to kind of jump on the hype train too much. Just because I've been a bit skeptical, and I wanted it to be good, but I wanted to wait and see what it was like for myself, and I've had a real good time with this. And if you're thinking about it, but you didn't get a chance to play the beta, I think you'll probably enjoy it. Whether you should pre-order it is a completely different kettle of fish. If you want to pre-order it, then that's up to you, but I probably won't be pre-ordering it. But I probably will be buying it eventually. Whether it'll be straight away or whether I'll wait, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I probably will get it. Maybe we'll get some footage in the future. Depends on how many other people I know get it. Maybe we'll get some gameplay in the future. That'd be nice. But with Fallout 4 coming out, as well as lots of other things that are coming out around the next sort of 2 or 3 months, we shall have to wait and see. My bank account will only allow me so many things. So, that is Star Wars Battlefront. That was the beta. I had a lot of fun playing, and I'm looking forward to seeing what other game modes and other maps they have once it comes out very soon. Thanks for watching, peeps. See you next time.
Picked up another escape pod signal.